We're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. It is season 4, episode 12 of Gay Rave, and our last of 2025, if you can even believe it. And I am in a very silly, goofy mood because I am pretty sure I poisoned myself today. Allow me to tell you a story and take you down the trail of what's happened to me since yesterday. So I usually will take a shower before bed to make sure that I'm feeling toasty and warm. Okay, that's the starter. So I'm in my shower to get all steamed up from my nose to my toes, feeling all warm and toasty, like a normal person. All right. It's about to be January in New York. It's cold. We get it. Okay. And as I am enjoying my wonderful steamy shower, water starts to pour into the entirety of the bathroom from what appears to be my shower head. It's not my shower head, though. It is, how you say, the pipe between the wall and my shower head. And this has nothing to do with my spruce, by the way. I am obsessed with my spruce shower head. Desi and Mia had it, and I got it because they told me to, and I'm obsessed with it, okay? But I think the pressure on the pipe from the spruce, because it kind of like slows down the release of the water, it burst, okay? So now there is steaming, piping hot water pouring into the entirety above the shower curtain. Remember, 15-foot shower curtain that I truly custom ordered. It is pouring now into the bathroom from like ceiling height. So everything's really getting soaked, which is definitely going to cause a future mold problem, but that's a future Gabby problem. Okay. So I, of course, naturally stop the water and in my blissful enjoyment. And I'm like, all right, what am I going to do here? So I used to be a landlord, if you did not know this, and I'll tell you the story in a second. So I was like, oh, let me try to fix this with some epoxy putty that I have. All right. Epoxy putty is essentially like putty that you put on like water pipes. You like dry them out, you turn the water off, you put it on over it, and it's supposed to like seal the crack and essentially be able to like withstand as if the pipe was like fixed again, at least until you can get it fixed another time. Okay. So the epoxy putty should work. All right. But this crack is, how you say, gigantic and the entire length of the pipe. So I still try it. All right. Why am I not calling my landlord, you might ask? Great question. No real reason. No reason, no good reason, that's for sure. I guess just feeling a little spicy, feeling a little landlady. All right, missing my times of yesteryear back in 2017. We'll talk about this in a second, like I said. So I put the epoxy putty on, I let it sit for an hour, and I turn the water back on, and it comes shooting through the epoxy putty, and I say, well, there we go. That's all I needed to know. Okay. So finally I call my landlord. I'm like, hey, can you come fix my shower? He's like, yeah. He comes in here, looks at it for 2 seconds, leaves, gets a new shower head, comes back 4 minutes later. He's done. Now, why do you ask? Why did I try to do this on my own? Answer, no fucking clue. This is a lesson. Never do anything on your own. Always ask for help. Never do anything. Why? I should be landlord maxing. Okay. I pay for this. This man was so kind. When I called him on the phone, I'm pretty sure he was watching TV. I was like, are you my super? He's like, where do you live? I was like, are you a super? Like, what is this? What 20 fucking questions? Are you my super or not, Carlos? I don't know. Okay. So I used to be a landlord. When I was 22, I think it's actually, I was turning 23 years old, I bought a house because I was an idiot. I was like living in apartments in like Hartford and West Hartford, Connecticut. And I just got my real estate license because I was like, oh, I work this full-time job, but I have all this untapped potential and all this time. Like, what else should I be doing? Really early 20s behaviors. Okay. So I did night classes for 10 weeks to get my real estate license. And I used all of that amazing information to buy a home. I was like, oh, rent? What a waste of money. Laughing out loud, laughing actually my actual ass off. I'm LMAOing now because New York rent is truly the biggest waste of time and space and money of all time. But you know what? Gab's here. She's fine. Okay. We're living. And buses are going to be fast and what? Freeze the what? Inshallah, Mamdani's New York is coming on Thursday. We'll talk about this in a second. Okay. So Connecticut had a first-time homebuyer program where you could buy any house with only 3% down. I was making $50,000 a year. I was bored. I said, fuck it. Why not? Okay. So I decide to buy a multifamily home so I can make income. Hello, entrepreneurialism. Okay. Entrepreneur maxing, landlord maxing. Okay. But listen, I was a Section 8 landlord. The city would come and check my apartment to make sure it's up to snuff so that I could rent to Section 8 people. And that was actually great because then the city or the state would pay me and the person didn't have to pay me. It was actually fantastic. Okay. So I get in this house. In order to get the first time home buyer program, you have to live there for a year. I was already planning on living there for a year. I really like this place. Okay. So I buy this house. I am a real estate agent also. I sold two of my best friends their homes they still currently live in. Shout out to Ravers, Derek and Dan. How cool is that? Okay. And also because I was a real estate agent, I had access to all this great information through like the MLS. Like I had template leases. I had all of the like forms that you have to give people, like the no lead paint form and no mold form and all of this shit, right? Hello. Very helpful. Okay. So there's already tenants in this apartment. I was so excited. I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to move in. The mortgage is going to be paid. It's going to be perfect. So I introduced myself to them. I said, hi, I'm your landlady. I'm Gabby, whatever. And they proceed to tell me that they'll be moving out in 30 days because they, and I quote, refuse to pay a 23-year-old rent, which honestly can't hold it against them. So I have to put the apartment on Zillow. I have to find new tenants. I have to do the vetting, all that fun stuff. How exciting. Okay. So I finally find a tenant who's willing to pay a 23-year-old. I'm living large. But what happens when you have a tenant? You have to help them. So they would call me with their problems. And what would I do as a 23-year-old? I would call my mom and her then husband, Bill, now second ex-husband. Okay. And I would call them and be like, help me solve my problems. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've never paid a plumber in my life. So essentially, I did all of this to say, I did try to fix this before calling my landlord because that is the behavior that I wish my tenants would have done. But in reality, it's not their responsibility, and therefore it's not my responsibility now, and therefore I will be calling my landlord forever in perpetuity moving forward. Okay? And if you have a real estate or a landlord question, never ask me because it's been 10 years and I let that shit lapse and I probably don't know anything anymore. And I've been paying New York rent for 7 years now and sold the house, actually. And it did help me pay for a lot of this experience. So shout out to past Gab. She actually had some sense. Back to what I was saying, I'm pretty sure I poisoned myself. Okay, so the epoxy putty is in fact toxic, and not just like the thing itself. You're supposed to wear gloves while you're using it actually, but I didn't have gloves, so I was using not aluminum foil, plastic wrap. I was using plastic wrap on my hands in order to mold it and such. And the bathroom doesn't have an open window, so it's the fumes and it's touching my hands. And I'm pretty sure I am like definitely poisoned right now. And that's why I'm in a silly, goofy mood. And not only this, as the hot water and the steamy water was spraying in my entire bathroom, what was happening was that the towel racks and my toilet paper rack were both apparently being held on by stickers, and therefore all those things fell as well. So I had to not only replace the shower, but I personally had to get new towel racks and a new toilet paper rack because those things fell off the wall, and pretty sure mold is forming, as I mentioned before. Future Gab problem. If I'm not poisoned and die, I will deal with that in the future. All right, let's take this shit to the next level, silly goofy mood. Okay. This is our last week of 2025, if you can believe it. And essentially, my goal for 2026 is to essentially undo all the habits and be the reverse of everything I've been for the last 8 to 10 months. So I'm going to be fitness maxing. I'm going to be savings maxing. I'm going to be doing everything different, whole brand new bitch. And you know what? To those people who say, oh, new year, new you, like that's so fake, it is what it is. And to that I say, try to have a little bit of fucking whimsy in my life. Like, step up your witchiness and make some predictions. It's like people who don't think farts are funny. People who don't think farts are funny are boring, first of all. But second of all, now it smells like shit in here and only one of us is having a funny time. Okay? Only one of us is laughing. And so to that I say, it's going to be 2026 whether you make a prediction or not, whether you set an intention or not. So you might as well fucking set an intention. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to smell like shit in here, at least have a laugh about it. And that is what I have to say about setting intentions. Okay? Might as well. They might just happen. And if they don't, okay, step your powers up. All right, be freakier, be witchier. That's all I have to say. So I hope everyone had a good holiday week, a Christmas week. Most of all, the finale of Heated Rivalry. Okay, you know we had to talk about it. And to the people who put this show together, the writer of the book, the writer of the script, the actors themselves, they laced this storyline with crack. And that is so true. You know it's bad when the fantasies start to hit your dreams. And this was before I was poisoned by the epoxy putty. Like I was having these fantasies. I was sort of like in this timeline in my dreams pre-poisoning. And I'm like not even bothered. Like the best part of this poisoning is going to be the hallucinations. And like I look forward to that. But even before that, I was already in it. And jail time to anyone who is being mean about this show on the internet, because usually I think that people who comment on things, like who write mean comments in people's like Instagram or TikToks and stuff like that, I usually think that they're depraved. But for this, I am now replying to mean comments about this show being like, you would not even understand what true love and depth is. You wouldn't even know what it's like to really love a show and really love characters and really have a beautiful story. Like I am actually defending them in the comments. And that is something that I haven't experienced since like Jonas Brothers self-titled, since Caroline and I were making my mom drive us to a Connecticut Sun game because the Jonas Brothers were performing halftime. Okay. I genuinely love these people and I need to be in a 10-year situationship stat ASAP. Oh my God. When he was like, why don't you come to my cabin? It's going to be so private, just us, so sweet. And I say private in a way like it's a secluded cabin, but not private in a way that the whole place is made of windows. Like comically, comically window forward. This house that Shane owned in Canada, absolutely gorgeous cabin, going to the cabin with my boys, oh my God, okay. And the way that it was like verging on horror story level windows, I cannot believe, like I've seen like When a Stranger Calls, okay, and that was like don't look outside, Slenderman's gonna be out there type energy, horror story level windows. So yes, it's private and secluded, but also at the same time anyone can see in or out because the whole place is windows. Love that though. Love that. Okay, I would be there. It would not stop me from going, let's just say. All right. So I hope everyone had a nice Christmas and that Santa brought you everything that she promised you and that you asked for, as she always does. You know that shirt that Cara Delevingne used to wear that's like, I met God, she's black? We got to bring that back for 2026. We can't let the ancient texts go away, you guys. We have to bring them back. Okay, so one thing that I realized over this Christmas break is that, did you realize that the Grinch was actually raised by lesbians? He was dropped down in that little basket and brought together. They were roommates, but they were not just roommates. I'm pretty sure that they were lesbians. And is the entire plot and ensuing conflict because he was raised without a father and because it was a two-mother household? It really makes you think, because is this an anti-LGBTQ movie, specifically the L? Because the Grinch was bullied, right, by Martha May, Hovier, and by the mayor in school, okay, because he was different. But not just because he was different. Remember, he tried to shave his face? Fatherless behaviors. So he was bullied. Look at that hack job, remember? Because he tried to shave his face and because he had two mothers who never taught him how. Because he had two mothers, LGBTQ equals evil. He becomes a thief because he doesn't have a father. It makes you think. It makes you think, okay? So chew on that a little bit. Moving on, Mamdani is being inaugurated this week. Inauguration day, January 1st. You can register on his website. I'll put it in the show notes. It's at City Hall and like the surrounding areas. I think it's like in the afternoon, but there's like celebrations happening. And just came out this week, first of all, his cover of The New Yorker with like his very diverse staff on it. Oh my God, I was living for it. But he just hired the first woman commissioner of the fire department, which is so exciting. As we recall, a couple of weeks ago, I was saying how the fire chief stepped down and he said he had a lot of work to do to, you know, get firefighters back on his side and Jewish people back on his side. And so now, you know how he pays them back? Here's a 31-year veteran. And she's a woman, and also she's an out lesbian. The first woman and the first out lesbian. Oh my God, the Venn diagram is a circle for all of my favorite things. Oh my God, okay. And I was gagging because more anti-LGBTQ rhetoric, who chimed in, Senator Ted Cruz goes, a great idea, unless there's a fire. And Megyn Kelly goes, here we go again. Is this commentary not only hating women, but also hating lesbians? Well, yes. Like the Grinch, Ted Cruz and Megyn Kelly are also so mad about this, and they are also anti-LGBTQ. So to that I say, welcome to Mamdani's New York. We are here. I am so excited, and I can't wait to see this Muslim socialist be sworn in. Okay, it's going to be historical. Moving on, 2026. Let's talk about it for just a second because she is coming whether we like it or not. A couple things to be excited about, actually. The Winter Olympics are taking place in 2026 in Milan, Italy. Very excited. World Cup is coming to North America, so Mexico, Canada, and the US. That's going to be a shit show. Coming to Jersey. I tried to get tickets for my credit card, couldn't get them, but I'm going to try, okay? And it's America's 250th birthday. Awkward. Moving on to current events. Wicked dropped the deleted scene with the shirtless pics of John Bailey and SpongeBob. And I will say, I wasn't like gagging over it. It was a little like homoerotic, sort of like a competing for Glinda's love. Jonathan Bailey, I don't know if that was CGI, but I counted at least 12 abs on that man. He does not quit. And I love that for him. Even SpongeBob was looking a little buff, little cut up. Okay, I love it. Next current event, Lush. We are all allowed to still go to Lush. The Lush owner came out and said, I am proud to be woke, and people who aren't woke or who don't agree with that don't have to come in and they don't have to smell good. And I was like, oh my God, a win for hygiene everywhere, everybody. We did it. I don't even go to Lush, and typically I roast ginge for going to Lush because it's so expensive. But now, you know what? I might just have to get in there and get a bath bomb because my shower doesn't work. You know what? So might as well fuck up my bathtub too. Moving on, should I watch Pluribus? Pluribus, LGBTQ show. I Googled it. And since I don't use AI, I just read the first thing that I saw. And it says, Pluribus, quote, the most miserable person on earth must save the world from happiness. Kind of seems right up my alley. Okay, when I'm done watching I Love LA and Seinfeld and Sex in the City, I'll definitely add this to the list. Okay, but if it is topical and we should be talking about it right now, I will change the order. I've already missed the I Love LA, so you know what? I'm happy to put Pluribus up there. Let me know if I should watch it. Okay, I think I have that streaming service. Next current event, can we talk about Miley for a second? Because there is going to be a 20-year Hannah Montana anniversary, apparently, okay? And people are thirsty for her. Like, on the internet, people... these old heads are like, you know what? Miley should do the Super Bowl and she should do Hannah Montana songs. And to that I say, put a fucking sock in it. You know what? Go back to Harry Potter world. I get it. We are fans. But Bad Bunny is an amazing pick. Okay? Topical, referential, political, obsessed. Okay? Either way, I'm happy for Miley. I hear they're doing a new Hannah Montana 20-year anniversary thing. I'll look at it. But it is millennial cringe. It's very like, I did a thing coded, you know? But Miley is doing great. She has win after win. She did a song for Avatar because apparently there's a new Avatar movie out. My first thought was, didn't we just have one of these? I'm not on the Avatar internet, but here nor there, she looks amazing. She's got engaged to a man who looks 15, but apparently is 33. Unclear. I think she got her veneers removed, so she has like her natural looking teeth again. She's glowing. She's stunning. She's doing songs for Avatar, 20-year anniversary of Hannah Montana. I feel like she's finally, living her piece, living her truth. Okay, Liam, leave that bitch alone. Did you know she had 2 men write love songs about her as she's gone through these engagements? Nick Jonas wrote Wedding Bells about Miley when she got engaged to Liam. And then Cody Simpson got on Instagram Live and was like, hey, no better time to write a song. Actually, a very gorgeous song. Cody Simpson, who's like on a side quest for the Australian swimming Olympic team, okay, by the way, he wrote a song about her as well, now that she's engaged to this new man. So I am happy for her. Overall, I am pretty sure that she's got magical powers inside of her, pussy powers, because these men are obsessed with her. Do I think her new man is a little bit of a weirdo? Yes. Do I think the Hannah Montana special will be good? Sure. They have hits. Do I think she should do the Super Bowl? No. Hot take? No. Okay. Happy for you though. Happy for you. Rave reviews. We're just going to go through the things that we loved about this year. Okay. How about that? I'm just going to do a quick list. We're going to do a list off. Here's what Gab has really enjoyed about 2025. And this is general societal cultural vibes, okay? Let's start with Beyonce winning Best Country Album at the Grammys. Huge win for the culture. Mamdani winning the mayoral race. Eagles winning the Super Bowl. And, side note, another win, another stray, Kendrick's halftime show, and defeating Drake once and for all, obviously. So those are huge wins. Mayhem, Gagachella, and me seeing Mayhem Ball, absolutely incredible. White Lotus, side note, the incest plotline. Way to take it there, Mike White. Way to take it there. Traitors, thank God it's fucking coming back. But Traitors and all the Traitors winners, special shout out Gabby Windy and Long Winded, Robbie Hoffman and their love and their marriage. Another win for us. The Coldplay cheating scandal, hilarious. And breaking up another heterosexual couple so that way we can absorb their powers, obviously a win. Diddy's imprisonment, I feel like that's been a long time coming. That's a win. Oh, Dodgers winning the MLB, also that. And finally, heated rivalry. Okay. Heated rivalry is the cherry on top of the cake that is 2025. Let's jump into grave reviews, and they all are terrible, obviously. Trump taking office on January 20th, the ensuing horrors, taking people to foreign gulags, tariffs, wildfires, the Jimmy Kimmel shit, Israel, the Epstein files, Charlie Kirk being assassinated, pretty crazy. Having Alina send me the video from Twitter while I'm out at Shop Bar in Italy, kind of iconic. RIP to Pope Francis, we lost a good one. And we also lost Carrie Underwood, Keith Urban, Sydney Sweeney, we never had. Okay, we never had her. Nicki Minaj. I fucking loved her shit, okay? Nicki Minaj, fine. We'll leave you in the past. Okay? And I'm sorry to 2025 because I was a hater. I really was, but now I'm an appreciator, okay? But we have to move on to 2026. We have to move on. We have no choice. It's like that song says, work it harder, do it better, make it faster, makes us stronger. Our work is never over. Our work is never over. And that's what they said. That's what Daft Punk said. I didn't say that, okay? New Year's resolution, mine, bodily health, okay? 2026 for Gab, bodily health and fitness maxing and maybe saving some money, some doll hairs, okay? And that's just me. Okay, next, can I say something? Autostraddle has an iconic gay character quiz for us all to take. Which gay character am I? You have to take it. I got the stud buds, okay? And it says, you have a great time out there being true to yourself with your best friend, twin. You ask for better music at the party. You ride or die on a scooter. You keep dancing at the Pink Pony Club. Please take it. Please tell me what you got. I don't even know the other options, okay? I tried to take it a couple times. I got the stud buds every time, okay? So I need you to take it and tell me what you got because I am starting to really resent the fact that I can't seem to get another answer. Is there only one? I don't know, okay? Songs of the week, Adorn by Miguel. I'm really in my Miguel era right now. I'm in my Miguel bag, okay? I used to be a big fan. Hate what he did to Nazimandi. I don't remember how to pronounce her name. They were like a really long-term relationship and then they got married, immediately break up, and now he's with somebody else and has a child. The classic man experience, okay? And also Gnarly by Cat's Eye. Sleeper hit of 2025, aka literally probably the number one song of the entire year. Gang Gang is Gnarly by Cat's Eye. I live to that song. I run to that song. I could do anything. I could conquer the world with that song. And I think I will. Okay. So that's it for 2025. That's a wrap. I'm obsessed with you. I love you. I miss you. This has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for, say it with me, love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.